This is a 2025 Subaru WRX TS, standing for Tuned by STI, and the color is Sapphire Blue Pearl. They've made a few minor changes to this, which I'm going to read off right now, that are different than the previous generation TR. So what's new? So it has electronically controlled adaptive dampers tuned by Subaru Technica International, STI, with drive mode select options. So previously, the adaptable dampers were exclusive to the GT line, so they've now brought it into the performance line, which is really nice. It is a high-performance Brembo braking system featuring the gold-colored calipers, 6-piston brake calipers up front and dual-piston rear brake calipers. Comes standard with Recaro performance design front seats in black ultra suede with blue leather bolsters. Has exclusive exterior and interior accents, 19-inch satin gray finish wheels paired with their Bridgestone Potenza S007 tires. Has a 12.3-inch full LCD digital gauge cluster, which is actually really nice on this model. It's actually a very quality as compared to the center console, which is really old looking. Has standard EyeSight driver assist technology, and now there is a new color called Galaxy Purple Pearl, which looks beautiful, and it's available only with a 6-speed manual transmission. So unfortunately, the TS still only has 271 horsepower, 256 pound-feet of torque, so the power really hasn't been enhanced. But I found myself, when driving this thing, really not too worried about power. It's just really enjoyable to drive. Now, it's cool that they have the WRX in red here highlighted, but if we come around to the back of the vehicle, I think the STI pink is called like Cherry Bomb Pink or Cherry Blossom or something like that. So around the back, you have the exclusive TS badging. So you have WRX in red, and then the S on TS is actually slightly different. I also love this pink plate here. So that's a slight difference. Exhaust sounds good. We'll cut to an exhaust clip right now. The other thing that is exclusive to the TS are the black deck lid spoiler here, and then we have this black shark fin. It's called like Galaxy Sparkle Sprinkle Dust or something like that. And then the black mirror caps, and then we talked about the wheels and the brake calipers, and then the cross-drilled rotors as well. So overall, as a package from the side here, I think it looks excellent. But I think what we're all wondering is, where is the STI and where is more of the development of the vehicle? Because even the reverse camera on this thing, I reviewed a 2015 STI almost 10 years ago now, and it has the same reverse camera. And it's like, how have they not developed and just put in a high quality camera? There's so many cheap, even aftermarket cameras that they could easily put into their supply chain and put into the vehicles. It just makes no sense to me. So the car drives really well. It has some cool features, as we can see on the interior here. Just in terms of the bolstering on the seats, it's really aggressive. And then you have the black ultra suede here, the blue along here, and we are going to take it for a drive shortly. And it has a Harman Kardon sound system, which is surprisingly good. It's very sharp. I've tested it with various songs. I didn't expect it to be good, but the sound system in this thing is well done. And then other than that, you get in and it's kind of a blast from the past. I like the ultra suede seats. They are heated. They are not cooled. You do have Apple CarPlay in the center display here. But again, the display itself is kind of laggy. Even when you start the vehicle up, it takes a minute. And if you hit a button, nothing will happen. So there's little things like that where I'm like, why not just have like a really clean, high resolution display here as opposed to this weird vertical display? No sunroof on this thing in honor of performance, cut a little bit of weight. And the other thing I like that wasn't cheap, and they have done, is in the back seat, you still have these blue accents and the ultra suede seats, where I remember I reviewed a Civic Type R, and it's like you have this insane front, and then the back seats are just the same as any other Civic. So the fact that they actually went back here and kept the blue and kept some of the pattern going with the ultra suede black is really cool. Another unique thing that is kind of crazy, and I haven't seen this in years, is it has an audio jack on the center console here. Now, I haven't seen one of those in a new vehicle in I don't know how long. So another weird thing, like I don't know why Subaru is doing that. Now, the WRX is great because it has a huge amount of trunk space. These cars are very easy to see out of. You can fit 5 people comfortably. And then the trunk is massive. If you play golf, you could fit 4 sets of golf clubs and take 4 people in this car. It is a huge trunk, and I really like that. But you guys are here for how the car drives. I guess you can also see the Harman Kardon subwoofer back here. Looks like an 8 or 10 inch sub in the rear of the vehicle. But let's take this thing for a drive and see how that is. All right, so driving this thing, yeah, let's give it a go. Let's give it a whirl here. I'm acting as if I haven't driven it already. Steering wheel feels excellent. Has a really firm feel to it. Doesn't feel like too luxurious or anything, but it seems like it would be durable over time. And as you're driving it around, it doesn't feel cheap or anything like that. It's just firm. So I like the steering wheel placement. You can easily see the digital dash. That's really nice. Visibility out of the car is excellent. It has blind spot monitoring. Throw on the Apple CarPlay there. It has that. So that's all good. And the adaptive damping is nice. Currently in sport driving mode. If I hit this little star button here, that puts me into individual mode. So I can go through and change all these different settings, steering, suspension, and the throttle response, as well as eyesight technology. So I have that in an individual setting. And then you can also just hit mode here, and that will change your driving mode from comfort, normal, sport, or sport plus. Let's do sport plus, the most aggressive setting. See how that feels. Essentially what I did for my individual setting is left everything fully aggressive and put the suspension on comfort. Because for the roads, I mean, the suspension is already stiff no matter what mode you're in. It's not overly stiff. It's like exactly what it should be. It's exactly what I expected, but I just wanted to make it comfortable but sporty. So that's what I did. Does not have any rev matching. Any rev matching on downshifts or anything like that. So that's interesting. Again, Subaru just being what they've always been. Nothing has really changed in the past 10 years. Let's accelerate a little bit here. Nice smooth pulls. The car isn't slow by any means, but it's not blisteringly fast. It is a really nice amount of power. It's not going to scare you or anything. It feels like the car is perfectly balanced. The all-wheel drive system in these things are excellent. Being able to drive these year-round, revs nicely, pretty easy to rev match on downshifts. Do a little acceleration pull. Yeah. The thing just pulls nicely. It sounds good, and it's really nice to shift. Most of the time you are not driving aggressively. You're going to the grocery store, you're going to work, you're going to your best friend's wife's house. You're doing things like that, and it's engaging, it's fun to shift. And I own 3 electric vehicles. This makes me want to get a gas car again. You know, not because electric vehicles are bad or anything, but because this is really fun to drive, and I like driving. Just everything as we come up to a red light, rev matching and smoothing it out. It's just, and the shift feel is old school feeling. Old school for me. It's like what it feels like 10 years ago. The seats are cool. It's just a fun car to be in. You're always doing something. You're not that worried about the sound system. Is full self-driving working or anything like that? You're worried about how are you driving the car? Can I make that shift a little bit better? Things like that. So I really enjoy it. Fuel economy's not been great. I have 254 miles that I've driven this thing so far, and I might be able to get another so it's probably around 300 miles. I guess that's kind of normal for a car like this. 16.6 gallon tank. It's probably 26 miles per gallon highway and 19 city. That's what the WRX TR was, and the power and dimensions of the car are the same. The tires aren't any wider or anything, so it's probably the same as that. Again, you're not getting this for good miles per gallon. Look behind me, there's just a Ram truck. There's always a Ram truck up your butt, you know? But it's a nice car to drive, and I took it out to the canyons and really got to experience that. The thing handles so well. It's about 3,400 pounds, 3,400, I think is what this is. So it feels nice and responsive. Again, not a ton of power, not a ton of technology in here, but it is fun to drive. And you'll look at these things from the exterior and you'll say, oh man, that's ugly. And I said that, I was like, these are terrible looking. What's Subaru doing? And then driving it changes you. I got in the thing, drove it for a couple miles and said, oh my God, this is actually a lot of fun to drive. Now, $46,000 is a lot. Thinking 10 years ago an STI was $36,000 or $34,000 when I almost purchased one. That's a lot of money. It's not no extra power or anything like that. So what's an STI now? Is that a $50,000 car? Is it a $55,000 car? I guess we'll see if they end up making one. But it's kind of crazy how expensive it is. So do I like it? Yes. I think you will really enjoy this vehicle. I think just some of the things, you want so much more. Like, where's the Evo? Where's the STI? Where are these cars, you know, we grew up with, that were legends and still are? It's just kind of a shame that they don't exist right now. So you're gonna like the WRX TS. They've done a really nice job with all the tweaks that they've made to it. I'd like to see them come out with an STI, but overall, if you're looking to get this vehicle, you're going to enjoy driving it. It's very practical. It's practical in the sense that you could drive it if you're in a snowy area. You could have fun if you're in an area that never sees snow. You could have your kids in this car. You could put a ton of stuff in the trunk. You can get decent highway miles per gallon for road trips. It's an all-around good vehicle, so I highly recommend it. Another great vehicle that's similar to this but costs a little bit more is the Acura Integra Type S. So check this video out right here where I review the Acura Integra Type S to see if it's worth more than this.